Since Charles and I have already given New Mexico Lobos the win, we're going to show you the standings here for the Mountain West Conference in just a little bit, but you can just pencil in at 6-3 as San Jose State visits Charles. It's what happened previously that Lobo fans are going to look at and say, man, we could be winning this conference right now if we didn't slip up at Wyoming.
Sitting pretty.
It just makes you go back.
So this is the best part about basketball, and I keep saying it. You can slip up, but other teams still have to do their job. So Wyoming slips up to Utah State. You have a San Jose State coming into town where you should beat them. You still have Wyoming coming down here. You still have San Diego State coming over here.
Right.
So
the toughest environment New Mexico has left is at Colorado State. That's where they were going to have to steal one if you want to win the Mountain West and win your home games. Okay, so let's get to it. On 3 and Out, let's talk a little Mountain West hoops and see where the rest of the conference is at, Charles. Look, San Diego State goes to Colorado State, loses, so they're 6-2. Wyoming 6-2 in conference play. They're at the very top of the table. Then below that, it is a jumble. It's a mess. At 5-3, Colorado State, Boise State, New Mexico, Utah State, and Fresno State all claim a 5-3 record. Your Running Rebels, Charles, they're 3-5. Nevada's 2-5. Air Force 2-7, and then 0-8 so far are San Jose State.
But now there's no room to slip up now.
We said, I think we said this very clearly. We could see a team with 6 losses winning the Mountain West Conference. I think that's pretty on
it's gonna
point
be close.
Right now.
It's going to be close.
6, maybe 5 losses. 5 losses probably wins the Mountain West Conference.
It's going to be between that 4 and 6 loss mark that someone's going to win this regular season. So now getting those home wins are important, but now you have to start thinking of, we got to steal some wins on the road, whoever you are, because with that logjam at 5-3, you have a Utah State team that's very confident now. They beat that Wyoming team that we struggled with, even though it was at Utah State, so now they have to go to Wyoming and try to win. San Diego State slipped up at Colorado State. Now everyone a little bit excited, thinking, hey, the window's open. Let's just go ahead and jump in it. Boise, I'm not sold on them still, and I'm not still sold on Fresno State. I think they're going to slip up a lot more, and it's going to be between Wyoming, San Diego State, Colorado State, and UNM.
New Mexico has to be happy, though, because the way they've played on the road this season. I mean, you think their worst loss on the road was against San Diego State, but it wasn't that bad. The Aztecs pulled away late. It was a sloppy game all around. We kind of figured it would be. But that's the toughest environment by far New Mexico will play in. One of the other toughest, Utah State. New Mexico wins, right? I mean, and that's a big win. Yes, they lost to Wyoming, but the way they played in Wyoming, you know, I know we can go back and forth on this, but they probably should have won in overtime in Wyoming. So Coach Neal's got to like the way his team has played on the road. There's one more big road game that we talked about, and that is Colorado State. Can they go there and get a win? That's going to be huge for New Mexico.
Yeah, big-time road game. Looking ahead, you don't want to look too far ahead, but it's right around the corner. They're going to have to go up there and beat a Rams team who just took care of San Diego State coming into town. They did their job. San Diego State is going to be, like I said, one at the top. But Colorado State's, they're going to need to win that game because they came down here, lost earlier in the year. They need to get that win. I think it's going to come down to the last weekend, to be honest with you, because there's just too much.
Question. Because of the jumble,
right
the 5-3 mess that there is. Who is the team besides New Mexico that can come out of this and maybe get above Wyoming or San Diego State?
I can see Colorado State.
Do you think it's Colorado State?
I can see if Colorado State wins.
What about, I'm just saying, Fresno State. There's a reason why they're 5-3. They have a great win against San Diego State.
They look so bad when we watched them.
Yeah, didn't look good, but they have gotten a new player since then. I'm just saying they are 5-3 in a very jumbled up.
They are 5-3 in the jumbled conference.
What about Boise State? Is Drimmich that loss too bad for them?
It is, but you still have Marks, who's arguably one of the best players in this conference. So they're going to always have a chance. I just think Colorado State really has an opportunity to do some damage because we still have to go up there and play them, and they know this. So now they can say, we can take care of New Mexico if we get that win. They're still going to get a chance at Wyoming.
Does UNLV have any wins left in them?
I don't think so. They get Air Force this week, so I guess I could pencil that in. Maybe they
You
could get
would
that
know,
win.
Rebel. You would know, Rebel. Let's move
I
on
don't
here.
know too much about those Rebels.
Let's move on here on 3 and Out, and now it's time to talk about the rest of college basketball
Yes.
and some of the favorites across the land, Charles. Look, we know Kentucky's undefeated. They are the favorite, hands down. Go to Vegas and put a bet on them, and you won't get much favoritism on the odds because it's just tremendous amount of
You gotta go
favoritism.
with the point
towards
spread on that.
Kentucky. Look, they've got 5, 6, 7 NBA players on their roster. That's a given. We know that Duke is looking good. Who else do you got, my friend?
Virginia that no one's talking about.
Yeah,
The Cavaliers
I don't know how
from
no one's
that
talking about.
mighty
Do you
AC,
remember
they're
how
unbeaten.
great of a season they had last year?
They did.
And they returned everybody?
They lost one player, a big player, but this team is very stout defensively. I mean, stingy.
Over the weekend, they got by Virginia
Stingy,
Tech in
but
a
they're stingy.
very tight one, and that's kind of the closest game they've had all season. That's an
But it's
inside
conference-
rivalry,
yeah,
right?
conference
Virginia
play.
Tech, but they've really handled teams, not just beat
Yeah.
them, handled teams. They're still undefeated.
Yeah, they are.
The only other undefeated team besides Kentucky. So
So they're legit. People worry because they don't score a lot of points and they rely on their defense. But to me, if you can hold your opponents from scoring, you can put up enough points to win. The team I do like that no one's talking about, maybe because they're on the West Coast, Gonzaga. They played a tough schedule.
I've seen this story.
I've
seen this
We've
story.
all seen the
I'm not
story,
impressed.
but they are very impressive this year. Pangos is doing a phenomenal job down there,
Who?
knocking down shots. Kevin Pangos, one of the best shooters in the nation,
I know.
brother.
The kid can shoot the
so,
rock.
you got Sabonis' son down there playing. The kids are playing lights out, and of course, I know you're going to bring up like Arizona or somebody, but I like Gonzaga right now. I don't think they're going to be a Final
talk
Four
about
team,
Arizona.
but
They only have 2 losses on the season. I think Arizona has the athletes
They do.
to put it together.
The bigs.
They can compete with a athletic team like Kentucky. That's what it's going to take. A team like Duke can take down Kentucky. I can see it happening, though. Kentucky probably odds-on favorites to run through. How about Notre Dame, though? Notre Dame with the win against Duke
I
last
like
night.
Notre Dame, but I think in that ACC they're going to beat up on each other, and their seeding
We're
won't
going to
be
get
as
more
favorable.
hot into this
I can't
NCAA
wait.
topic
Yeah.
because March Madness, that Thursday
We
and
can
Friday,
see it.
you're not even going to see me, Charles. We'll get those brackets filled out for you.
Who's going to work Thursday? I'm not coming.
uSports Central, bring it back.